now let's move into the workshop part of this, and it's about how to ground yourselves. I did a questionnaire earlier this month asking what your biggest concerns were. I forgot how I worded it, but a lot of them were feeling grounded. There was a lot of worries about work or just stress and anxiety, and all of that has to do with grounding yourself, and in particular, your root chakra. So our chakras are wheels of energy and light, and they govern, the different ones that we have govern different areas in our life. So there's 7 main chakras along the spine, but we have a lot more than that. But those are the 7 main ones, and today I'm just going to talk about the root chakra, which is at the base of the spine, and it's associated with the color red, and that's our survival center. So you can kind of tell if you're feeling unbalanced in this area because you'll be scatterbrained, kind of just having thoughts every which way but not really focusing on one thing. You'll feel overwhelmed and not stable. You won't be eating well, you won't be sleeping well because all these worries are just in your mind. You will also be maybe having money worries, so things that all humans need, right? So eating well, sleeping well, stability in the home, your home environment, or money, because we all need to pay the bills. So if you have any worries on that, then you can be having instability in that chakra, unbalanced chakra, and just having that trouble unwinding or even having your own me time. If you are unbalanced in this area, then you probably don't have any time for yourself. It's just wake up, work, chores, go back to sleep, and think about these worries. So this is a very good chakra to start with. So yeah, that's all of these chakras are individual, but being unbalanced in one can kind of leak over to the other one. So we do start off typically with the root chakra. There's no hierarchy. It's just, we just start in that ascending order. And that's the one at the base of the spine. So I'm going to do a little questionnaire that I've done in my Dream Healing group, but I'm just going to do the root chakra one here. So if you're watching this on replay, you can pause the video and grab a little paper and pen, or on your cell phone just write yes or no to these questions. And if you are doing it live, then I'll pause for like a second. But I don't see anyone on. So the first question, just answer yes or no. I exercise regularly. My diet is healthy and balanced most of the time. I take time to be in nature on a regular basis. I feel good about my body. I am generally well organized. I find it easy to stay focused on what I'm doing. I'm comfortable with my level of prosperity and abundance. I usually trust my instincts. I'm good at taking care of details. I regularly declutter. Okay, so now tally up how many yeses you had. Actually tally up how many no's you answered. How many times you said no. And if you answered 3 or 4 times no, then you may have an imbalance in this area. So I would like to hear what your results were and how you felt answering the questionnaire. That's just a really generalized questionnaire. In the Blossoms United, we do offer a very intensive course on the chakras where you can actually dive a lot deeper. These are just questions that are just more generalized, but it's a fun little activity that I found that's really good to just get that overall idea of where your chakras are. So obviously essential oils are a great way to balance this chakra, or even if you don't care much about the chakras itself, but how you feel grounding and getting that stability. We can use these oils, any of the oils that I've mentioned this past month, and the ones I mentioned today. But today I'm also going to talk about other tools, and you can also use crystals, which I just realized I didn't bring down here, but I'll take some pictures and I'll post them later today or tomorrow. But I'm going to talk about 2 crystals. This black tourmaline is really good for grounding, as well as smoky quartz. So those 2 are the top ones for grounding yourself. The way crystals work is that everything, made out of everything here that comes from Earth has its own frequency, and they have their own frequency and vibrations, and that's set. We as humans, as people, our frequencies are always alternating. So, in a split second, we can feel really, really down, and that lowers our vibration, feeling down, sad, depressed, anxious. And then we can watch something funny and just cheer up, and that'll bring our frequency up. So we are always flowing, and our frequencies are always changing so many times throughout the day and throughout the hour. So our frequency varies, but the crystals don't. They stay constant. So what happens is when we hold on to the crystal, and I'm really bummed that I didn't bring it, when we hold on to the crystal, we can absorb that frequency and match it so that we can match that frequency. Basically what I'm saying. Hey, thanks for watching live. So that's a little bit about how crystals work. And again, the Academy Blossoms United has a much deeper course on this. So when you are meditating with the crystals, holding on to them or putting them on your body, you can put them near your root chakra at the base of the spine, or actually, since it's a grounding chakra, you can also put them by your feet. And your frequency will start matching that of the crystal. And so they have different properties, and the ones that I'm talking about today, black tourmaline and smoky quartz, those are specifically for grounding. They're very protecting. They dissipate negativity. So if you're feeling kind of just like you have that dark cloud around you, feeling like you're having all this bad luck per se, then these crystals will help transmute that negativity. And so it's really good to have in your rooms also, so that you can have better dreams and not just be bogged down by any negativity or stressful thoughts. Just keeping them around. I like to keep mine on a table stand across from me, so it is kind of within the area of my feet. I'm doing this, but like across from where my feet are. And yeah, so you can use the oils that we talked about, you can use these crystals. And if you don't have any of this, or you just don't want any of this, you can also spend some time in nature. So preferably if you can place your bare feet on dirt or just the earth, and visualize roots coming down from your feet onto the earth. Just visualizing that stability and that connectedness to the earth and to nature, or even just sitting down, having outside like I am now with a cup of tea or whatever your drink of preference is, preferably tea, and just being with nature. That has actually helped me a lot when I've been feeling very ungrounded the past couple of months. I'll sit outside, read a book, and just naturally just gives me that push to not be checking my phone, not be checking my laptop, and actually reading, even if I plan to do it for 5 to 10 minutes, because that's how much time I feel like I actually have. Just being outside with the fresh air, now that it's fall, and the actual natural sounds, even with the dog barking, it just brings you into the present moment. So that is a really great and easy way to balance that chakra, the root chakra, or just feel grounded and stable and present. Because not being grounded is all about you thinking too much in the future, being worried about the future, or dwelling on the past and not being in the present moment. So being outside really, really helps get you in that present moment. And there are some meditations too, if you guys are interested in my Dream Healing group. Actually, I had a poll to see what they wanted me to talk about in that group. I'm mainly just talking about essential oils, but over there I'm going to start talking about different things. Dreams, moon cycles, crystals, meditation, yoga, so everything else in there, if any of you want to pop on in there. And they wanted me to talk about meditation, so I can do one of these root chakra meditations over there and let you know, or post it in here too. You can also, exercise also helps with making you feel present, grounded, stable, and also helping you feel healthy, because if we are just at work sitting down all day or standing, depending what you do at work, and just at the computer, then you're lacking that exercise, even though at the end of the shift you're naturally tired or drained, or just that mental fatigue. But working out really does help release those toxins and get more present and just be healthier. Obviously, I do yoga, so there's some yoga poses that can help, and I will post pictures of all of this stuff since I don't have really much space to show right now. But for those of you who do yoga or are instructors, because I know a lot of you are in here, tree pose and mountain pose, basically the standing poses are really good for grounding yourself, being stable. You can also add that implementation of the meditation, visualizing yourself being grounded to the earth. Like the tree. The tree is the best example. The roots stand strong. But if you don't do yoga, that's fine. You can do any exercise that suits you. If it's running, doing push-ups, going to the gym. That was loud, whatever that was. Going to the gym. I also find it's really hard to start really dwelling on things or just kind of letting your mind run wild when you're actually doing weights. I mean, I don't do weights. I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't do weights, but or if you're doing push-ups or something where, I've heard a lot of people use that as a stress relief. That's their stress relief. Going out, working out. For me, it's doing yoga. Any form of exercise that is, you find enjoyable, because that's the whole point, right? Doing something for yourself. That will also make you feel healthy and be healthy. You can also do, this is gonna fall. Deep breaths. It may sound easy, but it can be pretty tricky. But just sitting down and taking deep breaths. If you have these tools, you can add them. You can sit out in nature with your essential oil and your crystal, or you can take deep breaths by just uncapping the essential oil. You can use all of these tools together. You can place the essential oil diluted with a carrier oil on your body, typically on the area of the chakra, or in this case you can also place it on the soles of your feet, because that is also connected to earth, and or just have the crystal lay on your body. So you can use all of these. You can do your yoga practice with the essential oil being diffused in your space and have a crystal at the top of your mat. There's a lot of ways that you can combine all that, and even better if you do the yoga outside or whatever the exercise of choice is. So combining all that is perfect. So deep breaths. If all you have is just a moment to sit down, in a comfortable seat with everything relaxed, and just inhale and exhale. You can actually, whatever count is comfortable for you. I know when I was going to therapy, my therapist could count up to 7 or 8, and I'd be like, oh, no, I can't count that far. So whatever is suitable to you. I couldn't hold my breath that far. So for me, 4 is a good number. Inhale to 4, hold for 4, and exhale to 4. And if you do that a couple of times, you will see that, especially if you're in a stressful situation and your heart is racing, you're just feeling really uncomfortable and uneasy, doing the deep breaths for a couple of rounds will really, you'll start noticing that your heart will start slowing down, and it won't be as, you won't feel as stressed out. Another tip, and this is actually, yes, the last one, is just decluttering your space. So I recently did this in my room. I just went in there and just decluttered everything, even the things that we don't see, like if they're in the closet or under the bed. Energy still gets stuck in places, and I'll actually be talking about clearing your space energetically next month in October. So I thought it was suitable for October and the Halloween times. So just clearing your space. If you have a little office area space, or especially your room, because you see that before you go to bed. If you have books stacked on, receipts, just things that need to be thrown out, trash here and there, or just decluttered, just things that are not set up organized and that are just, you know, clothes thrown on the floor, just decluttered. You guys know what decluttered is, or just cluttered. Decluttering your space and just putting everything nice and organized, picking up the clothes, it makes a huge difference. Your room or your space will feel a lot lighter, and mentally you're decluttering your space physically, but it also helps declutter your space mentally. So that is the last tip. I didn't want this to be super long because there's so many different ways that you can ground yourself and feel stable. So the Blossoms United, the doTERRA team that I'm in, we offer these courses. If you're interested in crystal healing, I just talked about 2 crystals, but the certification course is actually a certification course if any of you have a sacred business or are interested in it. Or if you're not, you can just use it for your own personal use. But it is a very intensive course on everything you can do with crystals, all about crystals, the different shapes and sizes and what the colors mean, what different crystals means. There's so much that you can do with it, and all of that is in the course that we offer when you join my team. And we also have a course on chakra balancing. We also have a course on aromatherapy and the tarot, which I didn't talk about in this live, but I guess I could talk about it real quick. I personally like to just pull out a card from my deck to start my morning or sometimes to end my night. In moments when I'm feeling really sad, bummed, or just any kind of emotion that I'm trying to center myself, oftentimes the card that I pull is the one that I need. And the oracle cards, you know, they're a lot easier for beginners. With the oracle card, it'll usually say a phrase or a sentence, and they usually have definitions in the back, like just what the meaning is, or you can have your own interpretation, and it'll give you like an advice. I don't know why he's growling. Growling at something, and that scared me. Anyways, so it's good. It's my mentor calls it a counselor in a box. Actually, the tarot is what she calls a counselor in the box, and the oracle she calls a cheerleader in a box. So it's really good for uplifting your mood and just kind of giving you some insight. Because what happens is the card that you get, why is he freaking out? Okay, I think the wind is blowing something, and he's like, oh no, movement. So the card, he made me lose my train of thought. I have a comment, let me see. Do black tourmaline and smoky quartz do exactly the same thing, or do they vary a bit? They vary a bit. Black tourmaline is the big gun. That's the big one. It's a black crystal, and I'm really bummed I didn't bring it down here. They have the general same thing of grounding and protecting. That's why I chose those 2. Black tourmaline is a lot more intense, and they also have other properties. Just like the essential oils, crystals also have physical properties as well as emotional properties, and right now I just focused on the emotional. But yeah, if you want, I could talk about that too in the next live, or post it. I can post it tomorrow. More details on those crystals. If anybody is interested or want more information, just message me. You know where to find me. And yeah, I will see you guys, or you guys will see me next Tuesday. But I will be posting about what I talked about today and the pictures of the things that I did not have with me because, yeah, I was not prepared, I guess. But yeah, thank you for watching live and for watching the replay. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.